Abigail, okay na?
Okay na po.
Hello?
Yes
Okay,
po.
start tayo. Okay. Again, good morning, Sir Sim Lester. Good morning, mates. For our group reporting, we will discuss the product portfolio. The group reporters are yours truly, Leonardo Lorenzana, Abigail Lorenzana, and J. Mark Vergavera. Pakiatras sandali, B. Okay. I will be reporting on learning objectives, keywords, what is product portfolio, responsibility for product, portfolio management, analysis tools like BCG Matrix. Next reporter will be Abigail Lorenzana. She will be reporting on product portfolio, again, analysis tools, continuation of the analysis tools. She will be discussing SWOT analysis, element in SWOT, internal analysis, and external analysis. The next reporter would be uh, J. Mark Vergavera. He will continue the study about the tools for analysis, like Unsup Matrix, process for product, portfolio selection, and summary. Next, please. Our learning objectives are to understand product portfolio and its needs, to understand who is responsible for product portfolio decisions, and to understand the tools used in evaluating products. Before we continue, there are important keywords that we need to consider. So the first, there are several keywords here so that we can understand our discussion. First is product pipeline. A pipeline is a series of products developed and sold by a company, ideally in different stages of their life cycle. Next is finite resources, limited resources, resources that are not infinite. Next is final objective, the ultimate destination. Next is overwhelmed, to be confronted with more than one can bear it or handle, so that the information received from a tool must not be taken so literally that we go totally by it and do not use our own judgment at all. Next is risk association, risk linked with a certain sets of activities. Next is market attractiveness. This is the measure of the profit possibilities that lie within the structure of a particular industry or market. There are many different factors that contribute to market attractiveness. This includes our market factors such as growth rate and size of a market. Number two, economic factors such as investment potential and industry saturation or rates of inflation affecting consumers' purchasing power. Number three, technological factors such as availability of raw materials, competitive factors including the types of rival business and the bargaining power of supplier. And lastly, environmental factors such as existing regulatory climate and degree of social acceptance for a product within a particular market. Next, please. Capitalize. To capitalize is to take advantage of any opportunities that may come along or be noticed. Finite resources. These are limited resources that are not limited, not infinite. Next is competitive intelligence. These are information acquired about a competitor which it competes by the company. Competitive intelligence might include pricing, advertising strategies, names of clients, technical advantages and disadvantages, and market strengths and weaknesses. Next is definitive answer. An answer about one is sure. This type of answer is given when one is sure of the outcome of the decision based on the answer. Next is deter, to dissuade or discourage a person or company from undertaking certain activity or function. Next is environmental scanning. Here, the environment referred to is the business environment. Scanning means to continually monitor the environment for for changes in customer behavior or requirement, competitive activities, governmental policies, etc., so that the company is at all times aware of them. Next is degree of subjectivity. Subjectivity is a decision based on a person's feelings and impression and not based on facts. Hence, a degree of subjectivity is a certain amount of subjectivity. The amount will increase or decrease in degree. Last two keywords, risk mitigation strategy. Risk mitigation is to reduce the chances of or affecting the risk. Whenever we execute a new project, there is always an element of risk, which comes from how factors that are unknown or over which we have little or no control will affect the project by the way they unfold or behave, like COVID. Many did not expect COVID, but it happened. Those are things that are not expected. Risk mitigation strategy lays down actions to be taken if these factors unfold or behave in a certain manner. This way, the negative effect of these factors is mitigated or reduced. Last is continuity, something that keeps on going on. Hence, there is continuity in product. It goes on and does not decline. So, let's go to the topic. What is product portfolio? A product is born and lives for some time and then dies. The next product that is born is not assured of success. If a company has one product, then it becomes a very risky proposition for the company. A customer has a range of a company has a range of customers, and all customers do not have the same requirement and taste. It is not possible for the company to satisfy all of them in one product only. Therefore, the company must have a range of products to offer the customers. Product portfolio is a range of products that a company has in the market in order to conduct its business profitably. It's also referred as product mix. Each product in the portfolio has an impact on other as each competes with the company's resources and time. In addition, every additional product forces the customer to choose a product at the expense of the company's other products, thus affecting the sales of that product negatively. So what uh, let us see what all effects new products would have on an existing product. A new product will need to be advertised more than an existing product in order to make the customer aware of it. Dahil bago yung company, kailangan mas maraming advertisement. So maapektuhan yung pondo ng yung mga pondo para sa ibang produkto. In the distribution channel, the distributor will have to allocate some resources in terms of storage space, finance, selling, delivery effort to this new product. Number three, the new product will also occupy shelf space and may displace an existing product. The product facility will have to allocate resources for manufacturing the product, storing raw material, and finished goods. And lastly, the profitability of each product is not the same, and so if sales of the new product which is not as profitable affects another much more profitable product, It is not for the overall benefit of the company. Hence, the company always analyzes and tries to ensure that a new product that is launched must not have a negative effect on its existing product range, and that overall profit of the company increases with this introduction. So we go to the next topic, product portfolio management. Product portfolio management is the responsibility of the senior management team of an organization or business unit. This team, which undertakes this process, is normally called the product committee. This committee meets at regular intervals to manage the product pipeline and make decisions about the product portfolio. So, this is the process of portfolio management. First, this starts at the planning stage where the basic product objectives are defined. In this stage, the amount needed is to develop the product, its expected sales and profits are laid down. Number two, product strategy needed to meet this is outlined by defining customers, markets, competitor analysis, the competitive need for the product, etc. Third, the next step is to understand the resources, budget available given the fact that the several products existing in you may need to be supported in the market. The product must now be evaluated for the investment needed, the profit is likely to generate, and the risk associated with the product. And lastly, the competitor's product available in the market and likely response from the competitor. There are tools that are used in analysis in order to make decisions on the product portfolio. These are the tools. These tools are used to understand various factors that are interplaying with the product and the market so as to take decisions that will help in maximization of profit for the company. So what are they? Next, please. The first tool is the BCG Matrix or the Boston Consulting Group Matrix is a well-known method for evaluating products. This system was developed by Boston Consulting Group in the 1970s and provided for a clear and simple method for companies to decide which part of their business to allocate resources. Next, next slide. To understand the Boston Matrix, we need to understand how market share and market growth are interrelated. Next slide, please. Market share is the percentage of total market that is being serviced by the company, measured either in revenue terms or unit volume terms. The higher the market share, the higher the percentage of market controlled by the company. The Boston Matrix assumes that if the company has a high market share, it will be making a profit. This assumption is based on the fact that a higher market share will be achieved over a larger period of time, and by the time the company would achieve its economies of scale and would have learned about how to make money from the product. So we have to decide, do we spend money on products that are already making money or not to spend money on your products that are not yet tested in the market? In order to decide this, we need to understand the second factor, that is growth. Market growth is used as measure of market's attractiveness. For a market to be attractive or having high growth, It must be expanding, and so it will be easier for the company to make more profits, even if the market share remains the same. Whereas in markets where there is no or low growth, the company has to fight its competition hard in order to get sales. Markets may be achieved only by giving discounts, thus reducing the profitability of the company. Hence, a higher growth market is much more attractive than a low market. So these are the matrix. Number one, the low market. These are the dogs. Low market share or low market growth. It's low market share and low market growth. If a product is in this quadrant, the product has a weak market presence. In order to make the customer notice this product, it will make it will take a lot of work and effort by the company. Making profits will be difficult since it will not get the company's economies of scale. A larger competitor with a larger market share may be making more profits with the same selling price because of its economies of scale, reduce in his input cost and a larger sales, giving him more overall profit. All this is further complicated because the overall market growth is low and getting sales will be highly competitive. The company will have to cut prices or provide incentives to the customer to buy his product. In these products, we may have to reinvest the profits in order to sustain products, thus virtually making no profits. So some they just diverse, they reinvest their money to uh, other products. Number two, cash cows. These are high market share and low market growth. The product in this quadrant is well established and because of its large sales would be making profit. The company is in the position to consider investing money in its growth or new products in the company's star products. However, one has to be careful since the market is not expanding and the competitive scenario would not be allowing the company to make large profits. Also, the company must weigh the consequences of adding new product in a low growth market where it already has a high market share because the market opportunities would be limited. Number three, stars. High market share or and high market growth. This is a good situation. In this quadrant, the products have high share of market and are in the growth stage of the market. These products need capital to finance their growth, which may sometimes mean spending more than what the immediate returns are, but having potential for high sales and profit. However, the product is well established with potential to achieve much more. The company should make its best effort in order to achieve this. Next is question marks. This is low market share and market growth. Okay. Next. Next, please. Limitations on the BCG matrix. It, it assumes that a higher market share will necessarily give a higher profit. This is not the case always. When Boeing launches a new plane, it may get a high market share, but may not make a profit since large development costs may not have been recovered. Pwede silang yung sa Boeing, they can have a lot of market share, marami silang customers, pero they would not be able to recover the cost because their airplane costs too much. Okay. So, second, the BCG matrix oversimplifies the problem where the problem is a set of complex decisions. Not all problems are simple. There are many problems that are complex and must consider a lot of aspects. The BCG matrix oversimplifies, we should, sorry, the BCG matrix oversimplifies the problem where the problem is set of compositions. We should use it as a planning tool, but not be overwhelmed by its decisions. Some market sense must be used with it, uh, and also consider other tools. And Ms. Abigail Renzana and Mr. Vergavera will help us about other tools to consider. So we'll call on Ms. Abigail Renzana.
Good morning, classmates. I'm Abigail Lorenzana, and I'm going to be I'll continue the presentation about the analysis tools. After the BCG matrix, I will be talking about talking about the SWOT analysis. So this is very I will take a this will take longer than usual because it's more comprehensive than just the summary. So SWOT analysis. As we know, SWOT analysis is an analysis tool usually used for business and market research. And maybe if you're in strategic management, you have done a SWOT analysis on yourself also. So, what is SWOT analysis? So, the technique is credited to Albert Humphrey, who led a research project at Stanford University in the 1960s and 1970s using data from Fortune 500 companies. It is an analytical tool for auditing a product or organization and its environment. It is the first stage of planning and helps marketers to focus on key issues. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Using these tools involves specifying the objective of the product and identifying the internal and external factors that are favorable and unfavorable to achieve that objective. So, a strategic planning method used to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats involved in a project or business. So, the purpose is to assess the performance and capacity of the participating units, divisions of organizations. It also involves specifying the objective of the business venture or project and identifying the internal and external factors that are favorable and unfavorable to achieving that objective. So sa simula in any like project or pagsimula ng company, so SWOT analysis is used in the beginning phases of the planning phases. Okay. Oops, there we go. Okay, so SWOT analysis. So, strength and weaknesses are internal factors. Ibig sabihin, pangloob siya. Those are the things that within the control of the organization. These are the things that your company or the people and the team in your company can change, can adjust. These things are controllable within your control. So you have power over this. And opportunities are the ones, and threats are external factors, which the company must take into account, but does not have too much control over. Maybe it has influence. Like, for example, in this class, diba, some of us are in here, but some of us are not in here because of the external factor that it's raining there and they have a bad internet connection. So they cannot control it even though they badly want to join this class. Hindi nila makontrol yung internet, di ba? So those are external factors. Yung internal factors, it's up to you kung may internet ka naman, kung may device ka naman, it's up to you kung papasok ka or hindi. So that's an internal factor. So those things have to be taken into account in planning and decision making in a project portfolio of a company. So SWOT analysis starts with the definition of the final objective to be achieved. So, sa beginning ng SWOT analysis, you have parang you have an objective, the things that you have a mission, You have a task. So it therefore begins at the strategic planning stage. Remember, it's at the beginning planning stages. First, the decision makers have to determine whether the objective is attainable. Attainable meaning kaya ba, given the SWOTs. If the objective is not attainable, a different objective must be selected and the process repeated. So, identification of SWOTs are essential at the initial stage because subsequent steps in the process of planning for achievement of the selected objective may be derived from the SWOTs. So, internal and external. So, strengths and opportunities are helpful, meaning those are positive things. The mga that are, for example, what's your company's unique selling point, di ba? Your product, your packaging, your brand, or your pricing. But what is harmful? Maybe your competitors or yung hindi mo makontrol yung delivery or shipping, it's out of your boundaries or out of your authority areas. So those are the things that the difference of weaknesses, threats, strength, and opportunities. So we have internal, external, helpful, and harmful. So strengths are attributes of the product that are helpful to achieving the objectives. And weaknesses are attributes of the product that are harmful to achieving the objectives. Threats are external conditions which could do damage to the objectives. And opportunities are external conditions that are helpful to achieving the objective. So, so what should we do with the strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats? So, the right course of action with strength is you build on strength. Kung saan ka magaling, you work on that. That is your, dun ka makakabenta. That's where you will gain profit, okay? And with the weaknesses, you have to resolve it or you have to remove it, okay? Or you can convert it into strength or opportunity. For example, 'di ba? For example, yung weakness is hindi mo control yung sa delivery. You can convert it to strength or opportunity that if na yung 'di ba yung mga pizza before, if na late ng 30 minutes or if not within the time range na sinabi, magiging free na yung pizza. So, that weakness is turned into strength because of that option. Okay, next is so pag in your company naman, yung company namin or yung product namin is konti lang yung strength. Then you can create strengths. You can find ways to build on your strengths. And regarding with opportunities, you have to exploit opportunities. When opportunities present its hand to you, you have to grab the opportunity and always be on the lookout for opportunities. So you have to show up and to uh, discover those opportunities. You have to make action kasi opportunities are opportunities. It's not always there. And threats, you have to avoid it as much as possible or minimize it. And there's also what we call a while ago, like in the keywords, right? We have what we call mitigation. Mitigation is meaning that you cannot really eliminate, no, you cannot eliminate the threat, but you can minimize it or mitigize it. Okay, so that's what a mitigation is. Okay, next, so the process of SWOT analysis. So when we undertake the analysis of the internal and external situation, it can produce a large amount of information. A lot of this may not be very relevant to the product portfolio decision. The SWOT analysis serves as a tool that helps interpret and filter to the large amount of information such that it becomes manageable with focus on key issues. Strengths can serve as a foundation to build a competitive advantage, and weakness may not allow us to do so. By understanding these four aspects of its product, a company can better leverage its strengths, correct its weaknesses, capitalize on golden opportunities, and deter potentially devastating threats. So, what are the factors? So, remind ourselves again, what are internal analysis? Those are things that within your control. So the internal analysis is a comprehensive evaluation of the internal environment's potential strengths and weaknesses. Factors should be evaluated across the organization in areas such as company culture, company image, yung kung how yung company nyo is ano kunyari, is it attractive ba to customers and clients, and organizational structure, may proper hierarchy ba, you have a key staff, access to natural resources, position on the experience curve, operational efficiency, operational capacity, brand awareness, market share, financial resources, exclusive contracts, and patents and trade secrets. Did you know that yung recipe ng Coke, yung Coca-Cola, lahat siguro tayo nakatikim na ng Coke at least once, di ba? Yung recipe ng Coke is, I think two or three people lang nakakaalam nun. And they cannot be on the same place at the same time. Because ganun ka-secret yung ingredient ng Coke. So, and it's passed on to the next one. Kunyari, mamamatay siya, then it should be passed on to the next one. So, so the ingredients of the Coca-Cola is, secret talaga yan. Okay, and then we also have the external analysis, which is an opportunity, is a chance to introduce a new product or service that can generate superior returns. Opportunities can arise when changes occur in the external environment. Many of these changes can be perceived as threats to the market position of existing products and may necessitate a change in product specifications or the development of new products in order for the firm to remain competitive. Changes in the external environment may be referred to customers, competitors, market trends, suppliers, partners, social changes, new technology, economic environment, political and regulatory environment. The last four items in the above list are macro environmental variables and are addressed in a pest analysis. The SWOT analysis summarizes the external environmental factors as a list of opportunities and threats. Now, in undertaking a product analysis, the product committee makes detailed profiles of each competitive product, focusing on their strengths and weaknesses using the SWOT analysis. They will examine competition's resources, competencies, positioning of the product, and its differentiation over other products in the market. They will also look at competition's cost structure and source of profit. This is done by analyzing documents available in public domain and the various announcements made by competition in press or to government and factoring in the company's own understanding. The product committee also considers how competitors have responded in the past to industry developments. These gives them key indications as to the possible reaction when the company introduces a new product. Now, many times the company may have to undertake a market research in order to validate some information or assumptions being made for the product portfolio decisions, diba? A while ago, we know that you can try to find out the threats and the opportunities and your weaknesses and strength in comparison and in contrast with your competition. And one of those things to validate it is to do a research. And those and some common techniques to conduct market research are qualitative research. So qualitative market research focus groups discussions. And then quantitative market research such as statistical surveys, customer surveys, market size analysis. Di ba minsan may pa-survey tapos if you survey minsan you have a chance to win something, di ba? Because they want data. They want information on how they can approach the market. Okay. So we also have experimental. Experimental techniques such as test marketing to understand customer taste and preferences and their price points at which the customer will buy. Kaya sa mga grocery, di ba, may mga free taste, di ba, masarap tumambay minsan doon, lalo na kapag gutom ka. So because they want to know na gusto ba ng tao yung product nila? What can they do? What age yung madalas na nagugustuhan yon? And we also have observational techniques such as ethnographic or on site observation. This is the science that studies people, ethnic groups, and other ethnic formations, composition, resettlement, social welfare characteristics, as well as their material and spiritual culture. For example, yung in the Midwest sa US, a lot of them wants ranch, yung para siyang mayonnaise na pang salad. And they almost eat ranch with everything. But sa Pilipinas, hindi naman tayo naggaganon. We use ketchup, but not all the time. But some people, like due to their, I don't know, due to their ethnicity, they have a tendency of like or dislike towards a product. And we also have other market research techniques. So, product managers may also design and oversee various environmental scanning and competitive intelligence processes to help identify trends and inform the company's marketing analysis. Okay, so like any tool that is used in a complex market, the SWOT analysis cannot give a definitive answer. So it's not always the answer, may problem ako, mag-SWOT analysis tayo. It's not always the answer to your every problem. Okay? So its use must be tempered with the product manager's own wisdom. So kailangan ng guidance and wisdom ng product manager on how to use this tool in order to lead the company operations to the right direction. This is because at the time of making the SWOT analysis, a degree of subjectivity is introduced in the analysis. So the SWOT analysis isn't always objective. Ibig sabihin, minsan may mga biases, di ba? And by subjective, and sino ba gumagawa ng SWOT analysis? It's the people within the company. Okay? And this SWOT analysis is based on their perspective, hindi sa perspective ng iba. They in the perspective on what they can see. So usually it's on the visible side and not on the invisible kasi minsan sasabihin, masarap, oo, maganda, pero you're just being polite, 'di ba? So naging false data tuloy. So there are those things that can lead to false analysis or information. And we should also know that minsan may mga bias talaga tayo. Minsan mas bet natin yung isang product. Ewan ko kung gusto nyo Skyflix or Ribisco, di ba? So it's up to you. It's also up to them. Maybe gustong-gusto nila yung product nila, pero yung ibang tao, yung target market nila, ayaw na ayaw yung product nila. So there's that. So here are some simple rules or simple tips for a successful SWOT analysis. So be as realistic as possible about the strengths and weaknesses. Okay? Hindi mo pwede exaggerate yung fact. Kasi it will lead to a wrong processing of, kasi if wrong yung planning mo, then yung processing mo and yung application mo and operations mo magiging based on that. So if it's wrong, then you will have a difficulty in the operations. So, and number two, avoid gray areas as they tend to introduce subjectivity. Okay, gray areas yung parang walang definite answer. Okay? Ano ba yung mas gusto ng tao? Bla, ano ba? Yung mas gusto ba ng tao is yung iPhone or yung Android or Samsung or yung Oppo. Oh, so it's very subjective talaga. Okay? But of course everyone wants, 'di ba, na to be able to access their apps on their phones. Okay. And the third is use what to compare competitive products better or worse. So yun yung pinaka ano, you should know that the tool of SWOT is to compare. It's effective through comparison, and it will measure the SWOTs, and then it will tell you which product is better or worse. Then you must take the proper course of action. And the fourth one, do not overanalyze or overcomplicate the SWOT. Huwag mo masyado isipin na, ganito yun. So parang masyado ka nang worried about your that you can't even do your job properly because of the information. So do not overanalyze it. It's just a tool, and and as I said a while ago, it's not the answer to all your business problems. So, and remember that SWOT is subjective. Subjective. It's not as objective. Okay? So, SWOT analysis, you can do SWOT analysis on yourself. So, what do you do well? And in weaknesses, what are you bad at, or what could you improve on? Opportunities, what opportunities are open to you? Are you going to grab them? Then threats, what could be harmful to you? You have to eliminate them before it starts taking over you. And for those who are here in the Google Meet, okay, let's try to answer according to this slide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sige, answer nyo ano yung strength and weakness, opportunities and threats. Let's have a slight engagement to see if you're still alive. Okay, ano yung number one? What's the answer to number one? What are strengths? Is it A, B, C, or D? What can you put your answers in the chat? You just choose A, B, C, or D. Naka-group na siya. This is the SWOT of Pepsi. Are you guys still there? Hello?
Yes, Abby.
Yes, okay. Can you put in the chat yung answer nyo? What is the answer to number one? Okay. So let's see if you were able to listen a while ago. What is strengths? Naka-group na siya. So is it A, B, C, or D? What's your answer? Can you put in the chat? One letter lang. Okay. We have, okay, Florin May, Rona, and Julian. Yes, actually, that is correct. Strength. Obvious naman, di ba, yung word na strong. Okay. Sige, let's try. How about number two? What's the answer to number two? What are weaknesses? Some answered C. Are you sure? Isa lang nag-answer, si Florin May lang. C or A? Oh. Okay, remember, 'di ba? What is yung opportunities and threats? Those are external factors, things that you cannot control. And strengths and weaknesses are internal factors, things that you can control. So what's the answer? Is it C or A? Yes, it's A. That's weakness kasi they can control it eh. Okay. And C, obviously yung 4. Okay? Declining economy, hindi mo naman makontrol yung economy. 'Di ba? Okay. And of course, the answer to number 3 is B. Very good. Okay. Now, our next reporter will be JM Vergavera. Thank you for your participation, classmates.
Good morning, everyone. So, the first topic that I will going to report is Unsup's Matrix. Rinig po ba ako, sir?
Yes.
So what is Unsup
Unsup
Matrix?
Matrix.
The
The
Unsup
Unsup
Product
Product
Market
Market
Growth
Growth
Matrix
Matrix
is a
is a
marketing
marketing
tool
tool
developed
developed
by
by
Igor
Igor
Unsup
Unsup
in
in
1957.
1957.
This
This
matrix
matrix
allows
allows
product
product
committees to
committees to
consider
consider
ways to
ways to
expand
expand
their
their
business
business
using
using
current
current
and
and
or
or
new
new
products
products
in
in
existing
existing
and
and
or
or
new
new
markets.
markets.
And this matrix uses combination of product and market to help define strategy. So the Unsup model is a metric that helps marketing leaders to identify the business growth opportunities for their marketing strategies in a challenging market. Due to its grid format, the Unsup model helps marketers to identify opportunities to grow revenue for business through developing new products and services or tapping into new markets. So the matrix gives us four possible combinations which help companies decide what action to take based on what they are doing at present. Each of these combinations gives possible strategies. So the four combinations is the market penetration or existing markets, existing products, product development or existing markets, new products, market development or new markets, and existing products. And lastly, diversification. So what is market penetration or existing markets and existing products? When companies sell more of their products in the same market, it means that they are penetrating in the market. A penetration strategy will lead to an increase in the market share of the product. This is because additional sale in an existing market is likely to come by taking the competitor's share or making the company's existing customers buy more of the product by way of promoting or advertising. The market penetration of the Unsought matrix helps the company to determine strategies to sell more of their existing products or services to their existing customer base through the aggressive promotion and distribution. Using this strategy, the organization will try to increase its market share in its current market scenario. So the market penetration has four main objectives. First is to maintain or increase the market share of current products. This means that this can be achieved by a combination of competitive pricing, strategies, advertising, sales, promotion. Second is to ensure that the company remains the main player in the markets that are growing. Third, uh, in the markets that have become more mature are not growing anymore. The company repositions its product so that the competitor is not able to sell the company's stakes over its market share. This is not easy as it requires an aggressive marketing strategy to make the market unattractive for competitors. And fourth is the increased usage by existing customers. For example, by introducing promotional and loyalty schemes. Like Amul Cheese had a campaign on using cheese spread on bread, on paratha, or just plain. This gives ideas to customers who may use it in new ways. A market penetration is a marketing strategy easier to execute since the business is focusing on markets and products it knows well. It is likely to have a large amount of information on competitors and on customers' needs. Hence, the company may not need to spend too much on new market research. So next is the product development or existing market and new products. Product development is when a company with an existing product launches a new product in its existing market. These products can be similar to existing products. For example, if Colgate Palmolive were to launch a new flavor of toothpaste, they are already in the same business, and adding new toothpaste could help them to get new customers or entice their existing customers to try the new flavor. The product development strategy may require the development of new competencies and also requires the business to develop modified products which can appeal to existing markets. Hence, new product development can be a crucial business development strategy for firms to stay competitive. Product development strategy relies on developing products or modifying existing products so they appear new and offer those products to current or new markets. When executed successfully, it can lead to growth in sales and market share. Then next is the market development or new markets and existing products. Market development is when a company wants to sell its existing products in new markets. Market development is one of the market growth strategy in Unsup Matrix. This strategy is used when the firm targets a new market with existing products. Several examples for this leading foot Several examples for this is the leading footwear firms like Adidas, Nike, and Reebok, which have entered international markets for expansion. These companies continue to expand their brand across new global markets, and this strategy can be undertaken in several ways. First is the existing product can be sold in a completely new geographical markets, like in another state, country, territory, channel, and etc. Secondly is the same product can be repackaged or remodeled, or it can be through innovation. And third is it can be made available in different or new distribution channels. Like the company can sell through online. And fourth is the different pricing policies to attract different customers or create new market segments. So lastly is the diversification. Diversification are new markets, new products. Diversification is the strategy that the company enters a new market with a new product. This strategy is the riskiest of all. In order to undertake this strategy, the company must be very clear about what its objectives are and must be study and assess all opportunities and risks. Before undertaking this strategy, it must also have its risk mitigation strategy in place at the same time of introduction of new products to the market. So the diversification strategy is the Unsup matrix applies when the product is completely new and is being introduced into a new market. New product into new market. Virgin Cola, Virgin Megastores, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Telecommunications are examples of new products created by the Virgin Group of UK. To leverage the Virgin brand, this resulted in the company entering new markets where it had no presence before. So another example of diversification is Samsung. Samsung began as a trading company, later expanding into insurance, securities, and retail. Today, Samsung is mostly known for its electronics divisions. This group initially started with one product. That product is a black and white television set. And when it entered the telecom market in 1980, developing telephone switchboards, then later into telephones, fax machines, and mobile phones. Samsung now has a market presence in a diversified global set of business, including semiconductors, appliances, cameras, watchmaking, apparel, music services, cloud computing, and home automation. Next slide, sir. I Miss Abigail. So this matrix show us the risk increase the further the strategy moves away from known quantities. The existing products and the existing market. Thus, the product development and market extension usually involve a greater risk than penetration, and diversification generally carries the greatest risk of all. Is because diversification offers new products into a new market, and there is no assurance that that product will become marketable in that new market. While penetration usually needs the same technical, financial, and merchandising resources which are used for the original product line, diversification usually requires new skills, new techniques, and new facilities. As a result, it almost invariably leads to physical and organizational changes in the structure of business, which represent a distinct break with the past business experience. So the fourth topic is the process for product portfolio selection. A product portfolio refers to the complete list of products offered by a company. It is a collection of all the products or services offered by a company in which with a different growth rate and market share. For example, if an entity sells laptops and smartphones, the entity's portfolio contains laptops and smartphones. Its elements change if the entity adds a new product or removes an existing product that they offered. Product managers have the primary responsibility of deciding whether to build, maintain, harvest, or divest products. To do this, it requires a clear understanding of the product's capabilities in the market vis-a-vis its competitors, its ability to generate profits, and sales in the short and long run. The strategic objective of the product portfolio is to enhance the value creation for the company. And in order to have the right portfolio for the company must continuously uh, follow. First is the identifying new market opportunities. Second is to have a clear understanding of markets and competitors in which the products will be launched and the factors in the market that can have an impact on the success and failure of the product. Third, the company must also have an evaluation of how much sale and profit will the product make for it and how the product fits into its business objectives. Fourth, if the company's business objectives are not fully met by the product of it, and the product of it must evaluate and answer how this will be made up. And lastly, the company has therefore to work towards setting for itself priorities in the product it needs to develop to meet its product portfolio objectives. Thus, in order to manage the product portfolio, the company has to start at the first stage, which is strategic planning. Strategic planning is where the stage that the company must evaluate how its new product will affect its competitive position. This means that the company will stay ahead of completion, or will it begin to go lag, or will this new product adds a new market which the company is already strong, or it will it take it to the new uncharted markets. Second is balance the product portfolio. At this stage, the company will be evaluating and developing new products, and each product has a different need of time in money for development. However, in order to generate the right portfolio, the company must ensure that it has the right balance of investment across the products, technologies, in markets, either new or existing markets. Second, the customer segments and regions. Third, innovation level, project stage, timing, and risk. And then fourth is the business unit. So the next stage is to focus on research and development. The company must ensure that the necessary research and development activities needed for development of their products has clear objectives so that the necessary developments are ready on time for the product development. And then fourth is the continuous evaluation of new product development. In, in every new product being developed, it must be evaluated at each stage of development in order for them to consume cost, incurred, and ability to meet business and financial goals. The, the products that do not meet the necessary requirements must be rejected, even though the company may have spent some resources on it. This will ensure that the only best products are finally completed, and it also ensures that the company wait, this will ensure that only the best products are finally completed, and it also ensures that the company does not need keep on spending money on projects that will not meet the requirements in the end. Fifth is the sharing of information across the company. And in order to speed up product development, the company must ensure that the mistakes are not repeated and good practices are duplicated across the company. Hence, the knowledge of product development must be shared across the company. So sa summary is, wait, a company has a variety of customers, and each of whose need is a little different from the other customer. So every customer has a different preferences, likes, and wants, and depends on the product na need nila. And it is therefore not possible for the company to satisfy all customers with one product. That's why they make and offer new and different products. This is possible only by a set of products called the product portfolio. The product portfolio is also important since every product has a life cycle and before an existing product goes into a declining stage or is forced into a decline by a competitor, the company must be able to bring in another product to take its place and allow the company to fulfill its business and its strategic objectives. There are several tools like SWOT Analysis, BCG Matrix, or the Unsup Matrix that help the product manager evaluate his product with the market, its strength, and the competitor to make a decision. However, this tool can only provide a general guidance and cannot give exact solution since the actual market is highly complex one and its variables cannot be quantified. The marketer has to use his knowledge and experience to arrive at a conclusion or decision. The marketer must be careful while using the tool since many times they get so carried away by their own convictions that they do not evaluate rationally the conclusions or indications of the tools. Managing the product portfolio is an important aspect for meeting the company's business objectives, and so its evaluation starts with the formation of the business objectives. And thus, the company has to provide adequate financial and commitment efforts to ensure that the products needed by the company is to stay ahead of its competition are delivered by the company by the product development team on time and within the cost estimates, helping the company to have a balanced product portfolio. That's all, sir.
So, thank you so much, reporters. Job well done sa kay Miss Abigail Lorenzana and Sir Lorenzana, and also to you, J. Mark. Thank you so much. So, class, do you have any question or clarification?